Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Though I walk to the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. One person in my life, me I ill. Rastafari. Though some people wanna pat me down and see me as a black boy rise to the taking prize, or what take my merchandise. It can't work, guys. So all of you people who out there, and you know you got the enemies and the plain frenemies, them just send up on pennyway. Watch your enemies in the eye when they try to pull it down and take your merchandise. Look them in the eye and say this: no one can take blessings from me. Tell them it out flat. No one can take blessings from me. No, no one can take blessings from me. Yeah, no one can take blessings from me. Hold on, when it come to me blessing, there's no compromise. Make sure it lock, stock and synchronize. Never believe that one day it would arise. When Father God would open up my eyes, put me on a chair, get to realize that when a black man in start to rise, the one black brother will take the prize. Give some the talent and the merchandise. That's because them wolf in a sheep disguise. Yeah, so none of them can take the prize. Yeah, when me hear Rastafari, thank God he is higher than the high. So no one can take blessings from me. No, no one can take blessings from me. Yeah, no one can take blessings from me. No one can take blessings from me. Hold on. Now let me talk it briefly and prompt. I employ the critics every week and month. If it was not for me, they would not be rampant. I make them stampede like elephant. So wait, let me get the critic it blunt. Every critic all your matters front. I will talk what I say and say what I want. You think that this talent come here by your son? If Father God to bless me with it back and front. So on me first year, you want me to flunk. You cut off me neck and throw me in your trunk. Yo, blessing is still coming on. So what me saying? No one can take blessings from me. No one can take blessings from me. No, because I've been blessed by the Almighty. Yeah, no one. You know why some of them jealous me when we rise? Yeah, this. Cause face to face, man, them made effort to defeat me, them shall never. Intellectual and clever, make the blood run like a river. Them a the taker, me a the giver, make them quiver, make them shiver, make the blood run like a river. Feel the dread, feel the red, you know me red, feel the bad, you know me mad, feel the bad, you know me mad. I must be the right and out the order, half of them go climb the ladder. Get them on the border, half of them go coming in peace and playing God, playing gladder. None of them go see me like a bruisey up a feather, put up a feather, flock together, like together. You and the bird, I be no care, but see your red, I feel them up like a feather.
It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Some people want to pat me down.
All right, everybody, good morning to you, wherever you may be, Trinidad, Tobago, up and down the Eastern Caribbean, streaming all around the globe in your different spaces and different time zones. Good morning to you, good day to you, and thank you very much for being here being New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and of course we take you above and beyond. Counting all of your blessings this morning. You are in the land of the living. That's enough to be counting those blessings. So let's say much thanks to the Heavenly Father, as always, for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing on to you. People, I am yours truly, Sir Charles. Happy am I to be in your company this morning as we welcome you to the Get Up and Go. Everybody, welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
No one can take blessings from me. No one can take blessings from me. Hard as they try. No one can take blessings from me. Good tune, Charles. Good tune. Good tune.
Yeah.
Good tune.
Actually,
a whole bunch, yeah.
yeah, well, it's a while, you know, and actually when I chose it last night, just before I went there, I said, when I love this song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is most appropriate this morning, because just like that, my flow box came back on. Just like that.
Blessings.
For 24 hours, remain plugged in, just so it come back on. So they're supposed to be sending a technician out here today. I'll probably have to tell the technician, but do better, because the box just come back on. Whatever blessings passed through your house yesterday. Let me not say that. Whatever blessings come my way, I didn't pass through this house. Bring the flow box back on.
Yeah, when the man come there, check the box, right?
Well, I guess you see the flow have this way of telling you between 8 and 12 and 1 p.m. they're now calling you. I can't sit down here whole day waiting on a flow tech.
Yeah.
They've done me that many times before. I'm not doing it again. They need to give a specific time or shorter window of opportunity. You know? They give this long window and then they call in you after.
Yeah.
It's all right. Anyway, good morning to Charles. Good morning, Richard Raghubasing. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe.
Hi, good morning, guys. And good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are. You know, you have a choice. And we're glad you chose us. Good morning, Sir Charles. And, of course, good morning, Wendell. And, it's midweek. It's Wednesday. Nobody played hump day.
I can't understand it.
I am upstairs, Sir Charles.
Yes, I did.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
So there you heard it from the camel's mouth, so to speak. So yeah, it's Wednesday, it's midweek already, believe it or not. And it's a nice Wednesday morning so far, at least where we are. Hope it's a fantastic day or afternoon or night wherever you are on planet Earth. And so much happening. But before we get into all that's happening on the planet and in Trinidad and Tobago, let's get into some good news.
Brand new home. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. How you doing, Greg?
I'm good, man. How you doing, my brother?
Long time no see.
Oh, man, you too, man.
How was your week?
Man, you been in my heart and my soul, bro. Real talk.
Where you living right now?
On my vehicle.
Your vehicle?
Right down there.
Did you go grocery shopping today at Myers?
No. I don't know. I only got $11 ABT.
I got a surprise for you, Greg.
Oh. Whoa.
I got you 1,000.
Bro, that's
Another 1,000.
Wow, man.
If you could get a job, would you want to work right now?
You right now? Yes. That's what I need.
I got you 4 full-time jobs.
Oh, man, come on. For real? Serious?
I'm dead serious, bro.
You're my brother.
I got one more surprise for you, my brother.
Do you understand how much I've been needing a job? This is crazy, because I'm already going through some things. My disability income is not livable, so I had like about $60 left. I'm talking to my savior, which I always do.
Why'd you help me last week?
Bro, come on, you was in trouble. And the simplest thing is love, actually. Love. I walk in faith, man. I'm saved, I'm protected by the Holy Spirit. This brother, I ask a blessing on him, not just for this day, for eternity. And I ask you, bring more people together at this time. We need it now. To you be praised, now forever. Say amen?
Amen.
That's agreement.
All right, Greg, on the count of 3, I'm going to have you take your blindfold off, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
This kind of look like why you live over this way.
I got you a brand new home.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Cause the way that the skin comes up when we touch it, let the way hold me.
No.
Feel so holy.
What you mean?
You're no longer homeless.
You're an angel. Oh, no, I want you to get money. You know that.
From this place that I've been waiting for the day since I was 17 years old.
You like it?
It's beautiful. It's perfect. I've never met nobody like y'all.
I have friends online. They saw your heart and they donated to you, and they put this together for you, man.
Oh, dang you! Oh my God, it's some decent people in the world still. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, are you? Oh my God!
You want to go see your bedroom? Where you got a bed now?
I ain't been in bed. I ain't been in bed in a long time. This. Oh my God! Oh my God, son! Oh, look at the back! Oh, look at... Man, I'm about to fall. Lift me up. Oh my God. This is really real. Oh my.
I got one last surprise for you, Greg.
I feel so very nice. What you mean? It's enough. More than enough. More.
I got $25,000 for you.
This is real.
know, there are several videos like that trend on social media, right? But some of them, they don't come across genuine. You see that one? That one actually made me cry. Actually made me cry.
Yeah.
I hope someday that I'm able to do that for somebody.
Talk about the goodness of God.
Yeah. That old man that man cried like a baby, you know.
Yeah. There's so many people, you know, who may not be actually homeless, but close to it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not sure where they're going to, you know. And to have somebody reach out, and so, you know, as one of the words, you know, there's still a lot of decent people in the world. And I like to think that the majority of the people on planet Earth, I know I think the majority of the people on planet Earth essentially want goodness and joy in people's lives. I mean, you have the cruel ones. I'm not saying they don't exist. And people want to do you harm and whatever. But I think the majority, at least I want to believe the majority, have some goodness and decency in them, you know, in terms of how we see fellow human beings. And that's just a story to remind us, you know, that sometimes when you can, you know, I always say that, Wendell, I always say that, you know, people talk about the Bible and all of that, and well, whatever your religious book is, each religion has one of sorts. I think except for Buddhism, I think they don't have a book. I think, I'm subject to correction, but the whole, you know, I always say that ultimately it's not about what the Bible says, because the Bible to me is just a book of stories. And for some people it's, I live by the Bible, and you know, they get passionate about it. But I think ultimately God didn't write a book. I think God has a basic simple: be kind when you can, do no harm intentionally, and love one another as best as you can.
Yeah.
I think that's the simplicity of God's message. If you believe in God,
yeah,
that's the simplicity of the message. And people complicate it with all sorts of things and judgments and whatever. But you know, as human beings do, because they see differences rather than similarities.
Yeah, and I mean, we have continuously preached the message. It's so easy to just be good. You know,
well, you think so, but for some people it's easier to be cruel. It's easier to be negative. It's easier to bring people down. It's easier to make fun of people when they are down. For some people it is. They feel some sort of...
That will take an effort. That will take some sort of planning, Richard. You have to have a kind of mind that defies logic to want to harm someone, even if it's by words, and especially by deeds. You have to have some strength in it.
You see the harm of words every day on social media.
Yeah, I know.
You just have to go in the comment section of any post, and you see somebody being cruel, being, you know, very negative. Well, I don't even want to get into politics. Politics is a different kettle of fish. Because if they don't agree with your lens through which you see situations, if it doesn't agree with their political view. And I'm not talking about your politics here. I'm just saying that many people don't have a political choice in their mind. They don't. They just see it through their lens of how they see certain situations. But if your lens doesn't agree with one person's political view or another, they start to be very, you know, callous and say all kind of things about you.
And you know what? There are people with the talent to switch it up depending on whose status they're chatting on or whatever, you know. Sometimes they're very calm, they're objective. You may see them, and then sometimes they are cruel depending on how they chat in the I've seen it. They have one or two on our chat. You understand? Depending on what they're chatting about, they could take it up a notch, you know. You know? Let me do my birthday greetings before we get over.
That was our good news for today, by the way. Yeah. We have other videos to show you about other things that happened. But go on, Wendell,
Yeah. Today, of course, is Ruben Mohammed's birthday. You remember him?
Oh, hi, Ruben. Happy birthday, Ruben.
Yeah. Today is Ruben's birthday. Elizabeth Datu, she lives in Miami. Cindy Crawford, Winona Awai. Terrence Alexander, he's from the Port of Spain Corporation, if I'm not mistaken. Jensen Alexander, Marlon Budu, today is his birthday. Black Stallion, he's really, what's Black Stallion real name, boy? Is it Marlon too? He's a fire officer from Sangre Grande. Black Stallion, what's your name? I know you're listening. What's your real name again? Ooh, I don't know why it's not coming to me. Today is also Tinil Tobias's birthday. Remember her? Happy birthday, Tinil. And Faith Ali Young, they are all celebrating birthdays today, November 5th, 2025. All right? You have any, Sir Charles?
No, not today, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get straight into the chat because we have Rondell Fields as our guest in the next hour. He will have a lot to talk about, and we'll try to take some calls with him because I know some people, and I say people because it's either men. He is Single Parents Association. I think he went from single fathers to fathers to single parents, I think now. So I stand corrected on that, of course. And we will chat with him in the next hour. And we'll take your calls. You may have some issues that you want Rondell's help with. But he really is very good at both advising and helping. Right? Joyce Phillip, paying attention to the election tonight. Of course, the New York City mayor is now Zoran Mamdani against a lot of odds. He was elected mayor of New York last evening.
But I suppose even more important than that is that basically the Democrats swept everything last night. I mean, the proposition in California, I think, was passed. The Proposition 5, was it? They won New Jersey governorship. They won Virginia governorship. They won lieutenant governor. They won the attorney general. They won the Supreme Court judges in Pennsylvania, which was a very important one too. So the Democrats obviously, and a lot of the demographics, apparently, one of the analysts last night was saying a lot of those demographics that they usually had came back, like the Latins, the Latinos, the black men, some of whom may have voted for Trump, obviously returned. And it's just, I suppose, a reflection of how Americans are feeling about how America is being perceived by the world, but more importantly, in their pockets.
Yes.
And where the economy is going, the immigration things, which a lot of people felt is cruel from national polls, of how they're just picking up people in Home Depot and all of those kinds of areas rather than the actual immigrant criminals. You know, that they're waiting while people dropping the children off to school and grabbing them. And so I think it's, for a lot of Americans, they're reacting at the ballot.
Well, there's a message.
It's certainly sending a message.
There's a lot of messages in there somewhere, Richard. I hope people learn. Anyway, Victor Thong says, good morning. Valerie Mendoza, Eunice Dublin, Suzanne Jessup, and it's from Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. Vernon Smith, Ava Smith also says good morning. Slick Money Grip, Jossie Richardson, Michael Cadet, Odell Guy from Sangre Grande, Erica Charles, Diane Payne, Margaret Thomas, Melissa Nelson Arthur from Charfleur. That's Melissa from Charfleur. She gave her full name today, government name today. Boy Bidesi from Debe, Marlon Motley, happy hump day, everyone.
Marlon, good morning to you, sir.
Wendy and James, there was cricket. West Indies beat New Zealand by 7 runs this morning, but I didn't even know they had cricket. and I was up whole morning. Robert Taylor, Miguel Gonzalez, Manuela Peters, Carol Guevara, Ingrid from Tucson, Claire Lindo Rollins, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Lambert Bruce from El Dorado, CJ from New York, our darling CJ.
Morning, CJ.
Gavin Frank, Trini Merle Kitchen from Oshawa, Ontario, Debbie Modeste, Yvette Scipio, I think that's a new name. I don't remember that name. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, who of course wants me to come and accompany him. He wants me to come up Japan bad. He said, Wendell, I want you to come and sing, and I will accompany you on the pan. He said we could make it big in Japan. Michael Robinson, I am going to take you up on that, except I mightn't be able to come November again. Carol is singing. Scorpion Pepper, good morning, sunshines. Felix Kazo, Wayne Ramsey, David McCarthy. Scorpion Pepper said, I'm concerned. I heard on the news on radio, the PM saying that the TSR, you didn't finish your comment there. That the TSR, what's that? I don't know what that means. Scorpion. David McCarthy, terrific trio. Shoma Paul, Derek Duncan says good morning. Carla Hercules. Miguel Gonzalez says congrats to the West Indies team. But I really didn't know it had cricket. Richard, if the US strikes are targeting human traffickers, wouldn't the victims of human trafficking be on some of those boats? You think so,
Yes.
Because this is the humans they're trafficking, not the drugs. You're right, Scorpion Pepper.
But that's the problem. That's the problem with extrajudicial killings. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
When you eliminate, you're eliminating evidence, you're eliminating humans that can't answer or who is innocent. You've lost it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with extrajudicial killings.
Yep. Sankofa say bountiful graces. Nicola McNichols, how are we? Right. Kenny in Harlem, he's back home apparently. Kathy Ann Charles, and of course Arlene out there in Bronxville, Texas. Dwayne Sylvester, Ozzy Molino, Florence, Mrs. R. Oh, you see how I nearly forget you again? What the hell? Well, that would have been a bacchanal today.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
Says good morning. All Florence Bazzi also says good morning. Oh my God, me too. I guess that video made you shed a tear, didn't you? Sankofa say, oh Lord, I'm crying, this too moving. Mrs. R, to God be the glory. Lincoln Foxshot, who is Lincoln as we know him. I didn't see no God there. Lincoln, actually, the man actually praised God, that God is real. The elderly man that is, actually did praise him. Okay. Rena Buru Jennings, happy hump day. Good morning. Sankofa say, when we speak of hope, it is hope that gives the world a chance, not one single bad hope. And goodness, Richard, that was church right there. You preach, Father Richard. So you didn't realize how much goodness that boy have in him. Huh? Anyway, Bernadette and Nelissa Yates, good morning. Mrs. R, so it is not difficult to harm at all. Dean Allen says, hi everyone. Oh, the hate and trans people by some of the people on this chat. He will call in soon. On trans people? He will call in soon. What's that about, Dean? Robert Harper says, good morning. Jennifer Alistair Hart from St. Martin, beautiful place. Birthday graces and blessings to Sankofa's brother and sister, Dawn and Daryl. Is it that you have another twin in your family, Sankofa? I know you are a twin. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Julia Samantha says, good morning, guys. Dean Allen, let's see what kind of spew. Apollonus also says, good morning. Debbie Mitchell, Dave Gosain, Donna Ramlo Chan, Philemon Green. Long time no see, Philemon. Lyndon, Trinidad, Margot, Marcia Rock also says, good morning from Orlando. Subash from Woodland. Guys, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is creating waves in America. Love that woman and her mouth. All right. Didn't know that's from Florence Bazzi. Anthony Atwell, Scorpion Pepper, GOP in trouble if they're in trouble again. Chandra Saw, that's a brand new name. Just type some dots. And Christu says, Grand Rising, gentlemen. Wendell sounding like the Scorpion bite him. Make sure she's not a police. Too late for that Scorpion. I know Scorpion. That deep. Richard, tell me to behave now.
I'm sorry, I was trying to catch up with you in the clicks.
Chris to say, almost pull me out, pull out some words out my mouth again.
So Charles, you have any greetings?
Yeah. Excuse me. When did I finish? Yeah,
yes, I'm finished, Sir Charles.
All right. So good morning to Linda out there in London. Good morning to Kent in Laventel. Pythagoras, he's out there in Germantown, Maryland. Carlin and Kelly in Carenage. Brenda in Pinal. Manish is also here in the chat. Frank in Aruka. Mr. Billy and the folks in Powder Magazine. Archbishop Ashton Clark. Canada people. Horatio in Arima. Tina in Arima. And Mr. Beeps down there in Pity Valley. And of course to the Gael family. Everybody, good morning. That's it.
That's it. Well,
all right, so we'll be right back.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising, so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Pay $1 down on higher purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
You're totally found to watch corn is coming to an end. Beginning with the final 2 at Cipriani College on Saturday the 15th of November at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 16th at 6:30 p.m. to see the funniest play of the year at Cipriani College. Final 2 shows. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgate, Brentwood, Jubilee Railway to Napuna, Electronics Ariba, and Tony's Florals, Val Park, and Charmflair Auto Services. Box office at Cipriani College opens from Wednesday the 12th of November, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025.
All right, so this is where we go to our news headlines. And of course, Wendell, it starts with you and the Express.
Yes, it does. Just saying good morning also to Terry and George. And Sankofa is confirming that his family is 2 sets of twins. And his eldest brother and youngest brother have twins also. That's amazing, Sankofa. I didn't know that.
A real twin family, boy.
Yeah. Well done. And of course, CJ is also saying that Mam Danny gave a special shout out to Trinis. last night.
Oh, you did? Oh, and that's a good cue for this.
Guys, my name is Zora Montani. I'm going to be the next mayor of New York City. And so I'm here to ask you to make sure you come out and vote on Tuesday.
Well, that they did.
Yeah, he's the youngest mayor ever, according to Ambrose Blanc. Youngest mayor of New York City, that is.
I don't know if he's the youngest, though. I don't know if he's the youngest.
Well,
but
Ambrose Blanc
he's the youngest.
I don't think he's the youngest. But certainly he's the first Muslim mayor of New York, for sure. So,
yeah. So congratulations. I hope he brings some. Well, I mean, I go to New York. I don't particularly like it, but because of the indiscipline. But I hope so. Hopes he bring back some sort of discipline to New York. Oh God, the parking and the driving is crazy, you know. But I mean, New York is a place that you meet really nice people and you meet everyone from everywhere. New York is one of those places, you know.
Yeah, so, I love New York. I love the energy of New York.
Yeah, it has an energy, yeah. Trust me. Anyway, let's get into headlines today. Kamala destroying historic bonds, so says apparently those are the words from Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. 58 more face SOE detention. TNT's Paul pleased with world's performances. That's in cycling, of course. West Indies, of course, won last night against New Zealand. Housewife attacked, raped at bar. I don't know that story. Governments get 30 days to disclose info on U.S. military strikes in the Caribbean. Apparently, somebody has taken the situation to court. Family of 5 terrorized in home invasion near Prime Minister's home. Early morning pursuit, stolen aqua rammed, driver collapses in bushes. Hands bound, shot twice, identity of body confirmed. Only bad news. So those are some of the trending stories in today's Express.
Yeah, I don't know if one of those detainees is probably going to challenge the SOE, because you can't challenge an SOE in court, especially after statements have been made like the threat has been neutralized and stuff like that, because it's not meant to. In 2 hours, maintain that. The state of emergency is not for that. Yeah. That's the work of the police. And the work of the police is not to have the country in a constant state of emergency. That's not the police's call.
The police can't even fix their own. I keep telling them that if you can't fix within, you can't fix without,
Yeah. So we'll see. I just find it interesting when cases like that go to court. So, I find that interesting law to see how judges deal with it. Interesting jurisprudence. Anyway, let's go to the Newsday. The headlines of the Newsday today. NCRJ completes phase 1 of Mount Hope Hospital. Beckles Foreign Ministry facilitated where Venezuelan envoy meeting. Gonzalez is PM fit to lead National Security Council. PGPS testing digital FUL application system. Williamsville fire leaves 10, including children, homeless. Let me see some of the stories. The relative Rio Claro man killed over obeah debt. And Answer McCall sells standard distributors to Term Finance. I know David West, I think you sent me a video concerning that. I didn't look at it in its entirety. I'll try and look at it today and see if we could pay tomorrow. Yeah, that's it for the news. Over to you in the Guardian, Sir Charles.
Okay, thank you very much, Richard. In the Guardian today, COP, which is the Commissioner of Police, U.S. strikes disrupting drug and contraband flow to Trinidad. And then there's lawyers demand PM, CIA, others release info on U.S. military strikes in the region. PM unveils new dawn for Tobago, promises own police force, fiscal control. Prasad Bisasa pledges special needs center for Tobago. More Kamla stories, no evidence, external tensions affecting Tobago's tourism. COP again, drop in serious crimes linked to 85 held under detention orders. Human rights advocates lobby for release of SOE detainees. And woman said to be honey trap for gang among 16 detainees. Guardian headlines today.
Woman set as honey trap, was that? Sorry.
Honey trap, meaning that they send a woman to be the honey trap, to trap a man for whatever, enterprise on them,
It's a local story.
Yeah, but that's happened a long time. When you go to
the word must be new to you, but you get honey trap plenty time and you ain't know it.
Well, I'm saying that you don't have to use woman and honey trap in the same sentence. That's an oxymoron, not so.
Now you're on your own. Now you'll be in a situation like this, where women will walk away from you like this.
So some walk out of the sashing ceremony. So as some scene, we saw Miss Mexico leaving crying. Some people were staying.
Yes, of all places.
Crying, left, crying. With Iraq, Miss Iraq. Iraq went with her. Miss Iraq. And the girls, some of the girls walked out. Yes.
In the evening, going to work?
It's beyond disrespectful, and it's nothing I as a person can stand into. That's why I'm taking my call and I'm going.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Just give me a second, please.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
And you may be wondering, why did the girls walk out? Well, it's something to do with this.
So that's why you keep quiet. But at this moment, I think it's not good for you. It's not good for you. No, not about you. Not about you. Not about you.
It's not about me. It's about all the people that I represent.
I didn't give you opportunity to talk. Please keep polite for me. I still talking. Listen. I still keep talking to everybody. Why you stand up to talk to me?
Because I have a voice. I don't correct myself. If you have a problem,
No, you have a voice, but you have to respect. The voice.
you are not respecting me as a woman.
What? No, why you stand up? Where's the gun? Security.
Oh, no, he called security.
No, just leave it here.
Good, he's an authoritarian.
He's as arrogant as they come.
Yeah, I can see it on him. He just looked at me.
She stand and she talk by herself.
Stand up. As a woman, we have respect. They need to know respect for us. I'm here representing a country, and it's not my fault that you have problems with my organization.
No. Listen. You must listen to me, and then when I ask you,
Look now, the poor lady next saying, dear not say
Stop. Security. Pitatu. Stop. Sit down. If anyone want to continue the contest, sit down. If you step out, the rest of the girl continue. If anyone wants, continue. Yeah, talk. You can talk. Yeah. You see, the one girl is a problem.
We're having such a great time in Thailand. This is such a great place. You're doing everything right. Let's get
Okay, so I will inform you one thing.
So that's the end of the show.
You don't understand. He doesn't understand what just happened, you know.
I think they're probably trying to resolve it, but I think that the women in 2025 are not the women from the 1960s and 70s.
For sure. Miss Mexico stood up to him and he didn't like it.
Young women of 2025 ain't the same thing, and you know they're not. Women have come way too far that it will very quickly get up and walk out.
The man says, "Sit down." Why does that sound familiar? Sit down. Hush up and sit down. Why does that sound familiar?
Okay. So that was some of the bacchanal happening internationally with this universe. So I don't know what the eventual outcome of it is going to be. They will calm down because they want the competition to go forward. Money's invested.
Did he also? I don't know. Did he also hint that the wife must just listen or something?
Well, that's the translation. I'm not so sure the translation is correct. But I mean.
Oh Lord, poor fella.
Social media.
Everything is out there now.
But yeah.
Anyhow, let's get back to business as usual. When are you crafting a poll? What are you polling today?
Did I send one as yet? Oh dear. Why you not reminding me about Sir Charles?
Because you're distracted with all the other things.
We had so many stories we just dealt with there in a short space of time. Let me see. I'll come up with one. Don't worry.
No problem.
So we can open up the lines and take some calls. While Sam, don't forget our guest in the next hour is Rondell Fields. We would have polled an issue that Rondell raised in terms of paternity tests. Should paternity tests be mandatory for court maintenance cases? The majority overwhelmingly said yes. So we'll kind of get into that today because it's 1 in 3 men, based on the statistics Rondell gave yesterday, 1 in 3 men mining children that is not theirs. Isn't that something?
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the lines. 281131529951556. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning. I want to thank you all for bringing me that piece of news to the front burner. I wasn't aware about it at all. The Miss Universe I'm speaking about. But I'm particularly disappointed. One, I have a question, and then I'm disappointed in a statement that I heard. I heard one of the contestants say, "We can fix this." And that was particularly disappointing. After that kind of disrespect, I don't believe it had any way to fix anything. There should not have been an option to fix anything at that stage. Right? But that statement tells me the desperation of wanting to be Miss Universe. Right? And my question is, did anyone of them stay? Because the statement he made, anybody who wants to continue the competition could remain seated. Did anyone remain seated?
We don't have all that information. Some
We
people
don't have all the information. I think they terminated that meeting. It was a sashing ceremony. I think they terminated it right after. It became because
the woman, I want to congratulate the women for walking out, for standing up, and the solidarity that it appeared to that they have given to the other women, other females. That was well done, right? Yeah. And this isn't if it was in Japan or China, whatever it is, but if you could do that with Chinese women, you can't do that with international women from all over the world who know about independence and freedom and thing. You talking about, I talking, you had to shut up, and that's a different type of woman from a different type of culture. You have a woman from all different types of culture. You lucky you didn't meet one of them from Trinidad, would have one of them coffee in your face. You understand?
Well, the
You say that
They actually interviewed the Mexican.
Thanks very much, Lincoln.
Yeah, thanks. They actually interviewed the Mexican woman after, and she could just tell she's a strong, independent woman. You could tell by the way she spoke. You understand? She wasn't about to be spoken to like that. So, what's the guy name? He's Thailand.
Nawan or something.
Yeah, she ain't taking that.
Okay. So the two suggestions I see. So we're going local or international?
Between you and Richard, you all can decide. You can have a look at the chat. You all can decide which one you. It's either international story or the local story.
But in the meantime, people give us a call. The lines are open to you because we have a guest in the next hour, and once the guests come in a certain time, it might be a little difficult to take your calls.
But we want to try to take some calls with Ron Bell this time, though, so that some of you men like Chris Toussey and Sankofa could call in and give their experiences and talk about the hell they're going through sometimes.
You know they're going through hell?
Chris Toussey like to provoke me, and Sankofa, I provoking them back.
I say you privy to information we don't know.
And whatever hell Scorpion Pepper put somebody through, I want to find out. I want to get in all your business. I tell everybody know all my business. I've been through hell and back. Oh, by the way, good morning to LA, Amral Khan. He called me yesterday. He said, "Wendell, listen to his story, boy. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, you know." But he was very comforting to me. Thanks for calling, Amral. You know, a lot of people who've heard this story. I mean, I didn't give half of that story, yeah. All they really don't know, no? Pretty face and bad character. Who sing that song, Sir Charles?
I don't know. I can't remember. Shakadimo or one of them.
Play that for me one of these days.
Good morning to you, caller.
Gentlemen, morning.
You can play Chinese children calling me daddy.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
You see that topic you're raising in the next hour, that is a real serious thing. But the thing about it has been going on for decades, but we didn't have no DNA. So the rise of DNA in respect of this instance is a good thing. I mean, and my own family, one of my uncles would have told me a story about that. He said that he had 5 children, 5 lawful children. That's how he put it to me. And he said there were many others. If they found out who the father was, he would mash up. Good living would get mashed up. And when my uncle told me that, he was in his 80s. You understand what I'm showing you? So who knows how many walking around people 16, 17 years who say, I'm my daddy, you know what I mean? And remember he was saying, right? Mother's baby, father's maybe. You understand? But I'm looking for the Ron DeSantis Jr. this morning, based on the election results in North America and USA yesterday. Where it was
very quiet, eh?
Yeah, the way there was a big slap in the face to the Republican establishment. So to see how that fallout will take place. I think in almost all the races that took place yesterday in the States, the Democrats triumphed. And some shocking ones. I mean, Virginia, first female, first Indian woman as a lieutenant governor, first black attorney general, you know. So let's see how it pans out. And all this is heading into how the election will play out with their midterms next year. I think this is a total slap in the face, and it ought to, it should shake up the Republicans that they what they're doing in working people in buying down mumbo jumbo and song and dance and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And over here, what I'm surprised that and how the things been about with the Prime Minister's visit to Tobago. You know, many of the things she talk about that she's going to give Tobago in terms of the local police force. All those things were in the rejected bills.
The autonomy bill.
And Tobago Island government last year. Interesting.
Caller, it's uncanny though. Caller, it's uncanny that the two polls that I put in the chat for the guys to consider, you touched on them just now. It's uncanny.
Touched on both of them.
Yeah, both of them you touched on.
Yeah. Thanks very much, caller.
Well, boy, great minds think alike. Take care, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Take care.
Yes.
Shakademus and Pliers. Thanks, Stephen Harper and Donna Ramlochan. That's who sing the song to chat.
Yeah, I told you that. I told you Shakademus.
Pretty face and bad character. Da, 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 da. I can't remember the rest.
Guys, he's singing that Michael Robinson want to team up with.
Apparently, he want me to come and sing.
Good luck. Good luck, Michael.
KB, good morning.
Morning. How you going, brothers?
Yeah,
good morning to Richard, Mr. Odell, Mr.
Morning.
Charles,
yes, sir.
Everything with you all guys, man.
We good.
Richard, I must say something about you said yesterday about business. That was very, that keep in my mind, it's serious in my mind. That was really, I would say, very excellent of you to say that, because a lot of people don't understand what business is all about. As a businessman, I do welding fabricating, and I understand what the business is about. You said something specifically. When the downside of the business, people don't understand the downside. When they see you up, they see all kind of things about you up, but they don't know when the times when you're down. That stays in my mind, and I must thank you for that. That is something that people, I think we should know, because a lot of small businessmen, people see them when they don't see them when they're up. They don't see them when they don't start the business, when they get things done, when they was putting all their hands in different places, going through a lot of things in life, a lot of ups and downs. They don't see that. They only see when you're up, and they see a lot of things when you're up, but they don't know when you're struggling and which way you're supposed to be going. Because doing our business is really hard work, plenty hard work, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. And I really thanks when they said that yesterday on the radio. I was trying to call yesterday, but I called a little too late. So I really thanks for that. Tomorrow I'll be 61. I'm a Scorpio also. So I thank God for the seat. I see today, and I thank God to see tomorrow also. So you guys have a lovely day, and I'm listening there. I really enjoy your show. So have a blessed day for us, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, KB. I'm happy that caller called in there.
Is that KV as in KV Charles?
No, not V. B.
Oh,
promotion guy. Yeah. I was saying that very same thing yesterday. See preach. When they don't get it raised, though.
No, I
told you, man, preach.
My boy reached out to us with a heart rending.
I didn't even know what he was doing. You understand? Hey, Mr. Billy, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call on the breakfast. What I want to comment on is what took place in Tobago yesterday. Yesterday, some serious thing went down in Tobago. And I want to congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister for giving the THA that export license. Look, I'm looking at TV6 and they're showing it on the front page and things. That is a big game changer for Tobago in terms of forex. And I don't know why they describe the Honorable last Prime Minister, the man in the mango tree. That's how they describe him. That's how Pali described him in the Parliament yesterday. He was the man in the mango tree from Tobago, and he didn't give them one mango cell when he was up in the mango tree. So I think it's a game changer. I think that the TPP, which is the government now, the THA, they will sweep the polls in the election started for some time in the new year. They will definitely sweep the polls. That one seat that what is the Morris is holding on to, that will go to TPP. So it will be a straight TPP in the THA. And I know that Watson Zook will get some kind of position. I know that. I see he had a little moment to talk with the Prime Minister, and he is settling down. So let's see how it play out. It will be a long summer. I think PLM should concentrate on that, because if they cannot pick up no seats in Tobago, I cannot see in a general election how they can come back in government.
Mr. Billy, hold on there when I was asking you a question.
Mr. Billy, I want to tell him something, if he's listening. Mr. Billy, I want to tell you, as one of the supporters for the UNC, because I've known you for a long time and you've always supported the UNC, you do it in a respectable way and in a respectful way, and I always admire that. You don't go down into insults and this degrading language that other people who support the UNC uses. I want to thank you for that.
I want to thank you also, Mr. Wendell. We our relationship, I know, date back to with your first cousin married into my sister and all this kind of thing. So we have some personal connection.
Yeah, that's some family connection.
I will always pass by the rum box when I get the time and socialize with you too. Because you is a man, it is one person that is a national issue. So get back your contract to do the good work you're doing all in cookery and things is you, Mr. Wendell. So this is no apology. And any information you have with the local government minister, I will share that with her. Thank you very much.
Mr. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Tell them if you're looking for a good mayor, they could put Wendell.
No, I don't want no.
They make that mistake. They didn't put him, but all they could put him.
I want to be prime minister.
You want to go before Naked and them fellas?
No, I want to deal with Naked and them fellas.
Oh my!
They're in the place.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Anyway, our poll is up. We reach news time. Do you think the tide is turning in the United States against the Trump administration? Yes or no? All right, that's our poll. And when we come back, we'll do the poll results, and then we'll have Rondell Fields.
All right, so 7 o'clock news is next.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio in Gael, Caribbean. I'm Derek. Good day. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar has promised new investments in education and youth development during her first official visit to Tobago. Speaking at Signal Hill Secondary School on November 4th, she pledged that no child will be left behind and announced that every Form 1 student will receive a laptop under the government's digital learning initiative before the school year ends. Prasad Bisesar also promised support for the Signal Hill Secondary Cultural Group to perform in an African country next year. She reflected on her humble beginnings in Siparia and said education remains the passport out of poverty. The Prime Minister added that her government will train 500 teachers in AI-assisted lesson planning, expand tertiary and vocational opportunities, and revive plans for enrichment centers for children with special needs. Prasad Bisesar closed by saying Tobago will never be forgotten again, and that her government will continue to support every child, teacher, and family across Trinidad and Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the country is facing a shortage of illegal drugs following recent U.S.-led counter-narcotics operations across the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara says the crackdown on maritime drug routes has sharply reduced narcotics inflows into Trinidad and Tobago, causing prices of cocaine and marijuana to skyrocket. He noted that in coordinated operations since September, the TTPS and Coast Guard have seized over 1,700 kilograms of Colombian marijuana, worth more than $300 million. Guevara said local traffickers are now attempting to grow marijuana domestically, but police have already launched eradication operations. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar also confirmed that the U.S. military's airstrikes on drug boats have caused a major regional drug shortage. The lone survivor of the Paria fuel diving tragedy, Christopher Boudram, has filed an amended claim in the High Court accusing Paria Fuel Trading and LMCS Limited of negligence in the 2022 incident that killed 4 divers. Boudram, 39, who was rescued after nearly 4 hours trapped in a pipeline, says he now suffers from spinal and neurological injuries, PTSD, and chronic disability. His legal team, led by senior counsel Anand Ramlagan, cited the Commission of Enquiry report, which found that poor oversight and unclear instructions contributed to the deaths. Both Paria and LMCS continue to deny blame, each claiming the other was responsible for the tragedy and failed rescue. The court has ordered Boudram to file his amended case by November 10th. with a case management hearing set for May 2026. Justice Christopher Siuchand is presiding. President of the Fathers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Rondal Fields, says paternity testing done over the past 5 years shows that 1 in 3 men tested were not the biological fathers of the children involved. Fields, speaking at a news conference in Cuba, revealed that of 440 paternity tests conducted at a judiciary-certified lab between 2020 and September 2025, 143 men, or 33%, were excluded as the biological fathers. He's calling for mandatory DNA testing before any child maintenance order is issued to prevent what he described as paternity fraud. Fields said the Attorney General has expressed concern and agreed to meet on the issue, while the association is also asking Chief Justice Ronnie Bodusing to make paternity tests mandatory before maintenance rulings. He warned that the situation not only affects men financially, but also has serious mental health impacts on both fathers and children. In regional news, the Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force has denied reports of unauthorized American military activity on the island. In a statement, the ABDF said no U.S. soldiers are conducting surveys or operations anywhere in Antigua and Barbuda. It explained that Canadian military personnel currently on the island are assisting with planning and security preparations for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGMM 2026. Which will be hosted there next year. The ABDF urged the public to rely only on official communication channels for accurate information. Meanwhile, Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Botchwey arrived in Antigua for a planning meeting, saying CHOGMM 2026 will build collaboration and deliver shared prosperity across the 56 member states. She is scheduled to meet with Governor General Sir Rodney Williams and Prime Minister Gaston Brown during her visit. In international news, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that the war in Sudan is spiraling out of control after the Rapid Support Forces seized the famine-stricken city of El Fasher in Darfur. Speaking in Qatar, Guterres called for an immediate ceasefire, saying hundreds of thousands of civilians are trapped, dying from malnutrition, disease, and violence. He cited credible reports of mass executions, with over 450 people reportedly killed at a hospital as RSF fighters took control of the city. The UN says more than 40,000 people have been killed since the war began in April 2023, and over 14 million displaced. Guterres is calling for no more weapons to enter Sudan and for mechanisms of accountability for what he described as horrendous crimes. The conflict has now left parts of Darfur facing famine, as survivors continue to flee through the desert with little food or water. And that is news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
On the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The Mid-Morning Mix and Mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
The rhythm and the iron and the man where they can go drum. In the engine room. It's a vibes in the session when we jam into the steel bun. In the engine room. Come on, join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room we go jam it steady. In the engine room we go get on wassy. In the meantime, why don't you join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. And come let we party in the engine room. Ooh, yeah. Well, how else we will survive if we don't create a vibe? This is a big part of the life, so soca must live and never die. In this party atmosphere, so sweet that I can't describe. So all the artists you must be here, cause without an engine, can't start, so we cannot dive. jam. It's a vibe in the section when we jam into the steel pan. Come on, join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room we go jam it steady. In the engine room we go get on masse. In the meantime, why don't you join the line, grab your bottle and spoon, and come let we party in the engine room. Hey, I'm telling you now, if we could just put aside we pride and let Jaja be we guide, then love will be the prize and no one will feel that type of way. You can get radiator and battery, new transmission from the factory. You can do whatever you want but without an engine. Yeah, can't start so we cannot drive. No oxygen tank, we got dipsy dive. So we got to come together and try to find a way, find a way. No more fight down, we got a unify. Let them keep the money, we not taking back. They go come run with them when you see them. Hear this song, when you hear the rhythm and the iron and the man with the Congo drum. It's a vibe in the section when they jam into the steel pan. Come and join the line, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room we go jam it.
You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
And yes, that is what we bring to you. Real vibes, real energy. So let me say good morning to you once again. Of course, welcome inside the second hour here on New Era TT Radio. Heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. So glad that you could join us. If you're just joining us for the very first time, trust me, Beat of the Caribbean, you missed Rael Bacchanal already in the first hour. But don't worry, Wendell and Richard still here in the second hour. So thank you very much for streaming with us. And of course, remember, we stream all day, every day. And I mean every day at newerattradio.com. New Era TT Radio. Put it in your browser. That way you get us on TuneIn. So all your Alexa and Google devices, you can get us there, okay? And of course, remember, go up to our platforms on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And of course, like and follow the channels. It's very important that you do that. Thank you so much. And of course, make sure you hit our subscribe buttons in between there too. And support buttons. So stay right where you are. Let me tell you what the poll is. It's up on the screen, but for those of you who are listening, the poll is, do you think that the tide is turning in the U.S. against the Trump administration? So remember, you vote yes or no, and then put in any comments, right? But stay with us, and we will be back shortly.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
Pay $1 down on higher purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses This one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gaia Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
You're totally found to watch Corn is coming to an end. Beginning with the final two at Cipriani College on Saturday the 15th of November at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 16th at 6:30 p.m. to see the funniest play of the year at Cipriani College. Final two shows. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgate, Brentwood, Jubilee Railway to Napuna, Electronics Ariba, and Tony's Florals, Val Park, and Sharpley Order Services. Box office at Cipriani College opens from Wednesday the 12th of November, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the number one play of 2025.
All right, we are back, and just Marcus is his name. Black Stallion, who's celebrating his birthday today. His name is Marcus. He's a fire officer. I think he's still in the fire service. Marcus is his name. All right. What's all that noise? All right. So we have. Do you think the tide is turning in the U.S. against the Trump administration? That was our poll this morning. Of course, it comes with the sweeping victories that were made by the Democrats yesterday, including the mayor of New York. I nearly said Mayor Arimayas. The mayor of New York, Zoran Mamdani, 34 years old, youngest, reputed to be the youngest mayor in New York.
He's the youngest ever. No, I don't think he's the youngest ever. But did you listen to Zoran Mamdani's victory speech?
I didn't actually listen to the entire thing.
Oh, somebody listened to it. It was passionate.
But somebody just sent it to me, though, but I haven't listened to it.
And he was unapologetic. I watched it last night because I stayed up last night watching it. I'm watching the results come in, and of course my sister had to call me. But you know the hour behind, so it was earlier for them, later for me.
Right.
Yeah, and so she was, going through the results I was enjoying the results. And but his victory speech, he said, I have 4 words for you, Donald Trump. Turn the volume up. Because I know you're watching. Turn the volume up. And he was unapologetic. He is who he represents. He mentioned Trinidad in his opening speech too. In his victory speech too.
I heard. That's why
he mentioned different groups of people that constitute New York. So he said from X to Y, from Trinidadian aunties to whatever. So Trinidad got mentioned in the speech, but very, very passionate, and obviously he's speaking absolutely for a lot of the younger Americans who see in him that kind of grassroots, ethos that they want to see happen in the United States. So we'll see where it all goes. Of course, he's an unrepentant American democratic socialist. But socialism is a bad word for Americans. I don't know what. But he was unrepentant. But really an interesting speech to see. Very powerful. It was a very powerful victory speech. And very well done.
I'll have a look at it later. All right. So our poll this morning, as I said, do you think the tide is turning in the U.S. against the Trump administration? We had Michael Cadet saying yes, Michael Oliver saying yes, Marlon Motley yes, Josie Richardson yes, Ava Smith yes, David McCarthy yes, Joyce Phillips oh yes, Chris Tusa says didn't vote. James Kamau didn't vote. Stephen Harper, Mr. Billy did not numbers. All right. Hilary Zan says no, still a long way to go. Lester Cragwell, yes. Melchez, okay. CJ from New York, yes. Sankofa say yes. Melchizedek, yes. Joseph Clement, yes. Apollonus, yes. Guy Small, who's far Rockaway, yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Stephen Harper, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Colton Finch, yes. Trini Merle Kitchen, yes, for sure. Boy Bidesi says yes. Kazim Mohammed says yes. Keith Clark, yes, the tide is turning. Eunice Dublin, yes. James Kamau, yes, good news. Susie B, yes. Brennan Smith, yes. Ambrose Blah, who's out there in New York, yes. Trini in Boston says yes. Florence Barzi says yes, yes, yes to the poll. Colton Finch, yes, says after seeing ICE raids where maybe some of their own family were held. Ingrid from Tucson says yes, I pray for that. Bernadette Yates, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Finbar Collins, yes. Send that wave to Trinidad and Tobago, please. I'm sure it's coming. Margaret Thomas, I don't know if it will go to Tobago, but it certainly will come to Trinidad. Margaret Thomas, yes. Scorpion Pepper said, did she vote? Tide may have turned a while now. Okay, but you didn't. Yeah, she votes after that. Pretty cool. Michael Sankofas didn't. Well, he voted already. Manuela Peters, yes. Truth Set You Free, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Claire Lendor Rollins, yes. Dave Gosain, a big yes. Suzanne Jessup, yes. Jason Samuel, New York has always been a Democratic. They didn't vote Jason. Fran Romani says no. CPT saying hell no. Trump all the way. And Alistair Hart says yes. Right? Those are my
right. Okay, so on the WhatsApp, we have Pauline saying yes. Sean Ram saying no. Brenda in Pinal saying yes. Judith in Tobago says yes. Patrick Billy says yes. Long Islander says yes. Zena says hell yes. Kurt Edwards, yes. Victor says yes. Raymond says yes. Miss Sampson, what say you here? Let me get into Miss Sampson message here. CCC. Okay. All right. Miss Sampson said CCC. All right. And that is it. Oh, Valerie also says yes coming in here. And Anand says yes. That's it.
Whether you have any more, because maybe you should look at your screen and see.
No, I'm responding to Rondell Fields, who asked me, where can people watch the show this morning? I just have Carla Hercules saying yes. So I just advising Rondell where folks could look at the interview now.
All right, so
I can do that.
Of course, when we do the poll, so if you do the poll, after the poll, then you can answer questions. So do you think the tide is turning in the U.S. against the Trump administration? We had 59 people voting on the poll this morning, and of the 59 people, 55 of you said yes, you do think the tide is turning, and 4 of you said no. So 59 people voting on the poll this morning, so 55 saying yes, so the yeas have it by margin. And that's it for our poll this morning.
Sir Charles.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you knew this, right? But there was a day we were in studio, not like online here now where we all over the place, right? So I can't really just walk out, right? I could, but I can't. But there was a time in studio, I walked off the show, you know. Me and Dr. Job gave it so bad. He was so disrespectful and insulting in the morning. I got up and I walked out, and everybody calling me, begging me to come back. Steve Kahn, everybody, even it reached high up. and they called me to come back. I stayed away for a couple of days and then I calmed down and his Richard helped calm me down. Because he used to say, boy, don't even study there, this day. And when 9 o'clock reached, there's the end of the show. Don't let this thing consume you, blah, 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 blah. He nearly make me walk off yourself. I nearly walk off like the bitch queens,
He brought it at that point?
But first of all, you're not and secondly, you can't walk off. All you do is close the computer.
I don't you reach that kind of stage.
You can never get me today. If other people can't get me to that stage now, you think you should go? You must.
Oh God, hey.
Our guest is here.
Our poll is now finished. Of course, we have our interview. Did you answer Mr. Fields?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So we have our interview. So don't go anywhere. It's about to start.
All right.
Oh God, just now. All right, there we go. So good morning, Mr. Fields, and thanks so much for joining us on the breakfast show this morning.
Morning, Richard, Wendell, and Sir Charles. Thanks for having me.
Good morning, Mr. Fields.
Morning to you.
How you manage with a surname like that growing up, boy? How you get real fatty again?
Boy, I get all kind of thing. I know for sure the mispronunciations. I get fellas, I get fleas, I just get seals, I just get boy. I don't know how my son's making out now, but the story behind it is such a magnificent one. You wouldn't believe. Thanks to my father.
You mean behind it?
The spelling of it. The spelling of it. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I can imagine.
You cannot imagine.
Yeah. Well, I know at least one of us here knows about mispronunciation of surnames. But so Mr. Fields, yes, of course, we wanted to talk about the whole issue of the paternity tests in maintenance matters. And we actually did a poll yesterday whether people felt it should be a mandatory part of maintenance applications.
Yes.
And the vast majority of our listeners and viewers, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the planet, quite frankly, agree.
Correct.
And you gave some startling statistics about 1 in every 3 men, in terms of when they do paternity tests, turn out not to be the father. That's pretty incredulous. And I mean, how much do you think the lobbying of your association is going to initiate change in making it mandatory?
I think the collection of that statistic was our final punch. We've always had that assumption that you were going to get that kind of ratio. I mean, I didn't think 1 in 3. I thought like 1 in 7, 1 in 5, which would have given us a substantial enough case, but particularly when it came to men paying maintenance not being aware. The 1 in 3 was a bit startling to me, and it did, however, set a momentum across the entire nation for people to see it. It did confirm a lot of our assumptions. We initially started lobbying for this in 2013 when we represented Mr. Marlon Thompson, who was brought before the appointed 14th magistrate. After years of making an arrangement with his son's mother, of paying her outside the court, so he didn't have to go to the court to pay, he decided to become remarried. And upon him being remarried, all the years that he didn't pay, and it's from that time we started to tell men, make sure you pay the court, don't make no side arrangements. The mother took out a warrant for all those years. So he had thousands and thousands of dollars to pay, and the only thing he could have done at that last point in time was for him to do a paternity test. And the paternity test revealed that his son, who was about 13 at the time, was not his biological son. And when we got that result, we were able to eventually get the maintenance to be dismissed, but we couldn't get the warrant that was a committal warrant to take him straight to jail. We couldn't get it off his head. because the magistrate at that time didn't have power to remove it. So he could have still be arrested for a child that was not his. So we then had to take him to High Court and get a stay of the warrant. And that stay of the warrant, he had to keep that document with him for 2 years until eventually a High Court judge made an order that quashed the warrant. And then after that case went viral, a plethora of men started reaching out to us. Nicholas Julian, Mr. Baliram, a number of men who were in similar scenarios, some of them that were before the court, others that were not before the court, but men who had their story of paternity fraud being committed against them. We lobbied until 2018. We were called for a special joint select committee hearing where we raised and ventilated a number of issues when it came to inequity pertaining to fathers. Paternity leave is one that we raised and that still hasn't been addressed. We raised the issues where men were not receiving public assistance for their children because they were men, even though the law said that they should. But there was a culture that was created from social welfare that said a man whose wife is not there cannot receive it. Only the mother could receive it, even though by inspection of the law, that was the furthest from the truth. That was corrected. The only thing I think that was corrected, we also raised this very important issue where there were men that were going before the court, paying child maintenance, and we are carrying these men there based on presumptive paternity. The way that you confirm paternity in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the world right now is via signing the birth paper. You presume the father if you agree to sign it, and your wife get pregnant. And I will tell you, I've dealt with cases with wives that were pregnant where the man who was the outside man wanted to be involved in his child's life. However, the child had to be registered as the husband's child because that is the law. So, raising these matters before the Joint Select Committee in 2018, they agreed with us. And they said that before any man should have to pay child maintenance, there should be paternity confirmation. This was a recommendation that was sent to the Attorney General's office for an amendment of the family law, which never happened.
Stick up in there, Ronald. You said something just now that piqued my curiosity, that I didn't know. That if a man and a woman, they are married, husband and wife, and the wife gets pregnant, and it's possibly pregnant by another man, that the husband has to take responsibility for the child? Is that the law?
Yeah, the man's child, the husband's child.
Yeah, it's automatically.
Every child she makes is the husband's child.
It's automatically, legally, the husband's child.
Correct. He assumes paternity automatically. And in this case, it was so interesting because it was the outside man that came to us because he wanted to be in his child's life.
Right.
And the fact that he couldn't go to court to say he was the paternal parent because she was married. So he had to do a DNA test. He had to request a paternity order, have a DNA test to prove that he was the biological father and not the husband.
Yeah. He would have to rebut the presumption. He would have to rebut the presumption.
Correct. So
I learned something this morning. I never knew.
Correct. So this is why we understood the even bigger than just the paying maintenance part. We understood the dangers of paternity fraud, the dangers of not having paternity confirmations within your system. You're talking about, you know how many false birth registrations we would have right now? Because they are all presumptive.
Yes.
False birth identifications rather of fatherhood. Let me not say birth registrations, but the persons who are on who are signed as father, they themselves are not aware unless they've been tested.
Right.
You have no guarantee. I've heard men tell me, boy, my blood real strong. My son, my son is me, my whole face. And when we do the test, you know who child it was? He brother child. He cousin child.
You know why? You know what happens? I think a lot in families and family gatherings, or even little social gatherings. Somebody always saying, "Boy, that child look just like your grandfather. Boy, that child look just like."
And that is our next one too.
Throw it back to another relative.
Correct.
Cover that issue.
Correct. Yeah. So you get both sides of it. Some people will look at the child and say, "Oh, they look like your uncle from here, look like your granduncle," and give some sense of security. And then there's another thing about this, that and people who are against making these things mandatory are very, I must say, inconsiderate of the feelings of men. You know why? A man has to grapple with a very, very, very strange thing. When even if he may have a doubt and he may want to go and ask. Firstly, if he's married, he don't know how his wife is going to respond. He is fearful, and he has been told. I have had men tell me, whether married or in relationships, that their girlfriend tell them, you don't trust me. If you go and do a test, we don't if that child come back and is yours. So men fearful, men are intimidated not to do these tests. Men who have gone to court, people who making the allusion, and I will discredit the allusion just now, that every man that goes to court is because that goes to a lab to be tested is because they are suspicious. That is the furthest from the truth. Some men fear going to that lab, one, finding out for their own, and two, some of them think if they go and it come back positive, it could destroy their relationship. Some of them face magistrates that when it does come back positive, they get a real bad end of the stick when it comes to custody, because the magistrate say he didn't want the child to be yours in the first place. It was questioning paternity. So many men, because people will always say, a man has the right when he goes before a magistrate to say, here's what, I think that I need to do a paternity test before you put me. Yes, but what kind of consequences studying he going to face after?
Yeah.
It's going to then after deal with a level of animosity for the rest of his life for that son's mother or that daughter's mother, or if he's going to feel the hard brunt of the stick of the magistrate when it comes back, if it comes back positive.
Yeah.
So many men will tell you they don't doubt it. They just go ahead because the repercussions of being doubtful and suspicious brings a serious consequence to men.
Yeah.
So when you see and you hear persons say that making it mandatory, that is there's no need to make it mandatory because a man has the right to ask. You are not considering the place that many men are placed in when they exercise that right.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point that people don't consider in terms of what the pressures are for the man to actually make that decision.
Of course.
Yeah. So I think that's a important point. So it shouldn't have to be that.
Correct. So make it mandatory and done.
Correct, correct. Because now you're not only requesting the paternity test, you calling the mother a cheater, you're calling the mother a liar, you're calling the mother a number of names, you know. So a man will contemplate on that, and whether suspicious or not, say, if I am wrong, boy, you know I now tell this girl I thought she was when we was together. You know I now tell my wife that I think she cheating on me, boy, because I have the child who look like me and people must be telling me, go and do a test, go and do a test, go and do a test. So many men who sometimes do a test, do it in private, you know. They have access to the child and they have the child and they run and they do it. After somebody would have, a relative or a friend would have pushed them towards doing it. Men are not, even if they are suspicious, they don't run to a lab. Not just like that. And there's qualitative analysis and studies done in Jamaica that proves these very same thing that I'm saying.
But maybe we should do a study or an analysis on why would women do that to a man?
Let me jump in one time, and that is part of the entire thing. What we have presented to Trinidad is a quantitative analysis. And you know what I don't like? I don't like the hypocrisy that I'm seeing from many spaces right now. Talking about how can we trust using a lab when most likely the men who have gone to a lab would have been men who would have been suspicious. Let me debunk and show how foolish a theory like that is. Even if you send a UWI researcher into the wider community, we need to understand that the confirmation of maternity versus the confirmation of paternity requires two different things. A mother, if you are doing a study on the confirmation of maternity, you know who bears the child. The mother births the child, and you can go with what is written on the birth paper that she is the legitimate mother.
Yeah.
But the only way that you can confirm that a man will give credible information for that research is a man who's visited a lab and has been tested. Because not even he, by using the birth paper, could say that, here what, I am the biological father of this child or I am not the biological father of this child unless he has visited a lab. So the pretense I am seeing from some members in the society saying that because it was used from a lab, that it means it gives it the higher propensity for negatives. That these are the only sample size any researcher will be able to use, because this is the only way that you can verify paternity. There's no researcher, gentlemen, that is going to come from UWI, who is going to be funded enough anyway to come into a wide society and say, let me select 1,000 men, pay $1,500 per man, which is $150,000, and do sample testing. They are going to come out and they are going to only be able to access the sample size of men that have already been tested, which surpasses 1,000 across Trinidad and Tobago. So when you are saying that using a lab is wrong, that is the furthest thing from the truth. Using the lab is actually the most neutral thing. And let me tell you why again. Because it isn't persons that we went to. These are persons that went to a lab, whether they did so for their own peace of mind or whether the court instructed them to do so. These persons were persons that would have come from various communities to this lab. They're all not going to be from the same sample area. These persons will be from various age brackets. These persons will be from various ethnicities. These persons will be of various socioeconomic standing. The perfect scenarios that you use to gather quantitative analysis. And you might want to know why I gather and why I'm bringing this point home, because it shows the hypocrisy even of our society, that when data and verifiable data comes out that shows and displays the bad behavior of women, we try a way to poke holes in it. Let me use the example of domestic violence against women. For the entire month gone before, you would have heard it's the very same ratio. 1 in every 3 women suffer from domestic violence, right? Where do you think is the main basis of the quantitative analysis to bring you to that figure? That is the TTPS reporting. Anybody who has looked at the qualitative analysis of a domestic violence report will see that even though they use that, you must then see that, all right, many of these reports can be false.
Yes.
I've looked at many qualitative analysis with domestic violence that even said that on deeper research in the qualitative area, you would have seen that here what's going on. The woman committed domestic violence, and then the man committed it back against her. And then she made a report. That is in the qualitative side. Yes. But however, those statistics are appreciated. But the one that we've presented that shows a diversity of persons coming, even though it is one lab, everybody trying to punch holes in it. And that is why I'm here to debunk the foolish theory that any test that is not, any research that does not include persons having visited a lab could never be good paternity evidence or good paternity statistic. The father must visit the lab for that to be credible information.
Yeah, Ronald, in terms of the legislation, because obviously it boils down to a legislative issue, has the current Attorney General been approached? Has he indicated has he given any indication that he's willing to continue with the proposed amendment, because it must be on some file somewhere in the AG's office?
Correct. I have had responses and slight discussions via the phone with the Attorney General. We have to have a proper sit-down meeting. We did reach out via WhatsApp message when we send the statistics to the office, and he saw it. So he did echo that sentiment. He does know about the recommendations from the Joint Select Committee, and he has given a commitment for us to sit with him and further analyze it. Because, anybody who looks at the statistic could realize it's troubling. These are real cases. 440 is the sample size, which in most tests is a very decent or a big sample size. And out of those 440 persons that from different walks of life and ethnicity and age brackets and communities, you saw as many as 100 143. You know, if people saw 10 or 20, they would have loved this statistic. But it is because we saw so many. And that is appalling to me. This isn't just 104. Guys, we're talking about this illegal framework of things. But let me talk about the mental health issue. This is Men's Mental Health Month this November. Let me talk about the impact on those 143 men that we have confirmed in that just one lab. It have plenty other labs too. Let me talk about the mental health impact of those 143 children that have now been separated from their father, that now feel deceived by the mother, that now feel betrayed.
I was going to ask that question, Rondell. What is being put in place, or what provisions are there for the children who are part of this thing and who didn't want to be part of it?
And that is the thing, Wendell. I have supported many a man through this, and I have seen the courts just read out the paternity information. Sees the man break down, fall on the ground, start to cry, talk about that's the child, he teach the child this. And there's nothing ordered, or there's nothing in order to say, hey, let's reach out the National Family Service, or we have a particular therapist group that treats with issues like this, that will then go into the home after, be able to reach out to the child. We don't know what stories are told to the child. If daddy say, hey, what's going on? I can't stay. As much as I love this child, I can't see him because I remember, I brought into remembrance as into the way I was betrayed, so I have to go. He might be told, your father leave here. Your father don't love you again, he gone. And the truth, yet again, hidden from the child. And we need to look at not only the social fallout, but what about the health issue? Most times you go to a doctor, they want to know your hereditary, your illnesses, and if you're suffering, the child suffering at a young age from diabetes or something. And everybody want to know why. Because mommy don't have it, daddy don't have it. Daddy don't have it. But the real daddy possibly does. So these things have serious implications. We could go carry it even further to the financial aspect of it. How is it fair for a man to plunder and work his entire life, save cash, save assets, save property, save chattels and goods, leave it for a child, be in the fullness of his belief, is his paternal descendant, and to find out it isn't his?
Yeah.
How that could be fair? And there's one person who is totally aware that there is a great possibility that he is not the father of the child. It's not an area where everybody in blindness, because that person must know the act they committed, no matter how many years they committed it. And I'll add to that, one of the reasons why our judiciary and our society needs to come on board with these new DNA findings is because of something called this ancestrage finding. You see everybody tracking their ancestrage now. Many people are finding out their father is not theirs when they're doing those DNA tests to track their ancestrage. Many persons are finding out. And if we are not preparing our people socially and having the right social intervention strategies set up, but if they find out, you are going to see many adults like you and like me and you going to do this ancestral test. And you may very well realize those you thought were your forefathers never would.
Yeah. But this shouldn't come as a surprise to us. I mean, many of us are hip to what's happening internationally. We see all these shows, Judge Judy, all the
Paternity court.
And you seeing it?
Maury.
Yeah, it's widespread. I watched an episode of House at a time, and there was this young man who was sick, terminally sick almost. And they couldn't find out what was wrong with him. And they tested his parents and realized it didn't come from his parents. Because his parents weren't his parents. His father wasn't his father.
Correct.
But you know, House, he have a way of getting to the bottom of everything. You understand?
Right.
But these things are not as uncommon as we may think it is.
Correct. Totally agree.
Ronald, are you willing to take some calls? Because we want to talk at some point.
Very willing.
Yeah, so we can open up the lines at this point. Well, let me put up the numbers because I don't know if Sir Charles is quick on the draw. So there are the numbers. You can call in, of course, we're speaking to Rondell Fields, and well, you know what we're talking about. We had it as a poll yesterday, so you know what we're talking about. So you can call in at this point. The lines are now open. for you to get involved in the conversation.
Yeah. Have you had an upsurge in people coming to you since the revelation of that statistic?
Just in the space of yesterday, I would have had to supply the numbers for DNA labs to about 6 persons already, inclusive of grandmothers, inclusive of grandparents who want their sons to go to be tested.
Yes, I'm glad you raised
in one day.
That's
also in one day. And we are asking men who are paying maintenance to go to be tested. If you already have a child maintenance before the court, go to be tested. And as we continue our continued analysis, to add to our quantitative analysis, we want the courts and we are going to write them and call on them because they have statistic. We gathered from one lab the statistic that they requested. So it means they have statistic of confirmations and rejections right at the family court itself. So they need to make their quantitative statistic available and do qualitative analysis on it. Because part of the qualitative study on the Jamaican side, when they went to the woman and they asked her, why you selected this particular man? She was quite honest. She said, because economically or because of his status in society, he was the best father to choose. Out of the 2 or the 3, I selected him. So they said so, and I saw even in the study they made a plethora of excuses about women being lower in some women who were low in society and come from, and may have some truth to it as well, coming from lower income earnings and dependent on men that are wealthy and whatever. They were the ones that the propensity was higher for them to say that is your child.
I want to hold it right here for a minute, guys. Hold it 1 minute. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, Brother Fields, morning.
Morning.
I hope I can get you with this one, but I have a question for you, right? As much as did anything, here was another thing that happens as well too, right? So you have the cohabitational act which recognizes common law relationships, right? However,
after 5 years,
a child, if it's a common law relationship, the both parents have to go. The father can't go and do it for himself. And then you have no know. When the mother goes, sometimes without knowledge, like they would have broken up with the lady, sometimes during the pregnancy, she go and register the child. And here it is, your name, not on the birth certificate, but you ended up before the cause and maintenance matters to take care of this child, where you could not have an input to be registered on the birth certificate. So I'm saying, I don't know if you would consider linking those 2 things, the DNA thing, and where it is a cohabitational situation, either parent should be able to go and register the child because the law recognizes cohabitational relationships. We had in mind the common law wife and so on because they had the same status. And I'm saying that either parent in that situation should be able to also go and register the birth of the child because it is unfair as well to be paying for something and you not on the birth certificate. You can't do anything because you're not there. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope that part of the linkage could come with that also, where the status they want to afford women to claim even as a common law wife, it should apply to the father as well. Equity across the board, and I support your fight for that too. Take care and thank you for the opportunity.
I don't know if that would be practically, a solution. I think the better solution, in my opinion, is that the paternity test, if it's mandatory, establishes that actually is the father, and if his name is not on the certificate, that the magistrate or judicial officer automatically says, well, an order is also made for the birth certificate to now reflect that this is the father of the child.
Right. But get the perfect and ultimate fix for that. And this is where the linkage must come. Just as we are suggesting, if you have paternity fraud laws that will make it somewhat illegal for a woman to not communicate or not disclose that she's had multiple partners, and it means that she takes a risk to carry a man who is not the father to place his name on her birth paper, right? Then you lessen the risk of that happening. What should happen is that if you do a paternity test from the birth and then you confirm paternity, then you eradicate all the other issues. The reason that the system has gives the mother that power to come and register alone is because they know mommy baby, daddy maybe. The system knows this. The system is totally aware that there are going to be men who are not going to be biological parents, coming to sign that birth paper and will believe that for the rest of their life. So they give the mother that power to do it exclusively, because if it's one parent they're sure about, it is the mother. No,
But
there's a need to be. Huh?
But they also have men who know that they're not the father, but will go and sign too.
That will go and sign too. Many times I've seen that happen because they met the mother pregnant and they want to be with the mother and they've signed as father.
As the father of the child. Yeah.
Correct.
So you have that too. And which brings me to the next question, because even if you make it, which is the kind of like a devil's advocate question, even though you make it mandatory for it has to be done, there are some men who are going through maintenance requirements because they want to settle on the amount. It's not acrimonious, but they say, okay, you're taking me to court or take me to court, let's settle the amount before the court.
Yeah. Right.
But they don't want a paternity test because for them, their bonds with the child is so strong to know.
That they don't want to find out the truth.
They don't want to find that out. They are prepared not knowing, and they want to maintain the child. So they may say, I don't want the paternity test.
But long and short of the story is this. The man is not the only person impacted. The child is as well. I just gave you the example of going to DNA ancestrage. So the man will be also culpable in a situation like that. For the child not knowing its existence or the child not knowing where it's coming from. Because it's in a day and age like this, it's very possible for anybody, the child that's grown to an adult, to then discover their truths at the end of the day and discover that they were lied to by their parents. And then they will feel betrayed, then they will feel deceived.
Don't know it's not a lie. If you don't know it's not a lie, and I'm saying, should we still have something in the law that elects, even though it's mandatory, but if the man says, I don't want to do the paternity test, and I'm prepared to mind the child because I am the father to this child emotionally.
Right.
Should that be...
but we already have things in the law for that. Adopt the child. Simple as that. Go through the adoption process. So
the adoption process is cumbersome, and I'm just saying at the point, and this is purely from a maintenance point of view.
Right.
And the man's name is, let's assume the man's name is already on the birth certificate.
Right.
Whether it be the husband or whether it be because they went and they signed.
Okay, good. Let me give it data again. From the very same qualitative analysis in the Jamaican study, which we will have too as well. Over 80% of the men continue to be a part of the child's life up for themselves. But it was not forced on them. They were not ordered we are not ordered by a court that could send them to prison if they couldn't pay anymore. That is where the real problem comes in.
Yeah.
When you are saying that, no, you can be in prison. You have to remember the consequence for non-payment of child maintenance.
Yeah.
That is laudable. That is commendable. Marlon Thompson that I'm telling you about, the child left the care of the mother and went and lived with him, even though that was not his biological father. To them, they are still father and son. But we are looking at the legislative part, and we are looking at the consequence of that is already drafted in legislation for persons who cannot meet the requirement. Because a man at a point in time who possibly was working, let me say men before Petrotrin went down, who might have known and say, well, here what? I want to continue paying this maintenance, right? And he left himself there paying the maintenance. And then he lost his job. He will face the same consequence to be arrested and imprisoned for the child that isn't his. So I think the safer bet is, of course, and just as the study showed, that men still continue caring once they are allowed, and once the mother continue to give them access to the child, they continue to care for the child as they feel fit. But to then say to them that they have to do this, and they have to do that, and they have to do this. And I agree with you, they're going to have men who are going to want to, and they're going to have men who are not going to want to. And we must be able to craft a system that facilitates both.
We have a caller there. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. I have a question. My son is in that same predicament. His child is 14 years, right? He spent time in prison already for maintenance. His name is not on the birth paper. He have no say, no rights concerning this child, right? Earlier in the year, he went to make a petition to the court to go back to the magistrate because the mother is a police officer, right? To go back to the court. They say when she started to work, to later come back. This is 14 years along the line, eh? But COVID, everything come and everything kind of set back everything. So happened, he had a hearing now in October. When that time come now, they call and say that the magistrate not feeling well, so she on leave, so they put this hearing out to January. This child my son have no, she take him out of the country for months and send him all over the place, and my son have no say. The only thing he have to do is pay maintenance. That's all he have to do. If he don't pay maintenance, he have a warrant waiting for him. He sat down for 1 month before Carnival in prison. 1 month. You understand? And his name on nothing he cannot do. Nothing he cannot do. She could carry him to the doctor, she could take him out to the country, she could do whatever she want, and he have no say. And I find it so unfair. It's so very unfair. He cannot get redress from nobody. No much avenue we try and everything like it's a stumbling block.
It don't sound like his son was legally represented properly at all. Because this happens. If your name is not on the board paper and they summons him to court, the magistrate will ask him, are you the father? At that juncture, he should have said at that point, right now, my name not on the board paper, so better I do a paternity test so that I could confirm that I'm the father. With that confirmation of paternity that he was the father, then his paternal rights and access would have been given to him. The magistrate could have still given it to him. The magistrate could have still given him access to his parental rights and still give him custody, still give him access, not custody if they were not married. They could still give him access to the child and reasonable access to the child along with maintenance. But if a man goes to the court and he doesn't properly advise, he has a good-for-nothing lawyer, or he doesn't know what to do, he will just pay the maintenance and then he will be left with no rights, as I said. So he has no custodial rights and he has no access. He has no meaningful access to the child. However, at this point, it is still not too late. He can go and he could request a paternity order. And if he requests a paternity order and it proves that he's the biological father of the child, then he has now the right to ask for access and ask for access to his parental rights, so that he now can make decisions in the child's life, 1, and 2, he now could have some access to the child also. If it comes back that he is not the father of the child, well then that is a different story. And then now he must have the maintenance removed, stopped, and if there's any active warrants, he may then have to go to the High Court to have it quashed. I am now about to encourage men who find themselves in, if he is not the biological father, if that when you have been dragged to court, dragged to the prison, still prison time, that you take out a civil matter against the mother after. Nobody has tried that, and that is what needs to happen. Sometimes you can't wait for the law, you have to try the law. So you do that in that aspect. But the first thing he needs to do is to get a lawyer and make an application for a paternity order, and it will serve him beneficial in either way, no matter how it comes back. If it comes back positive, that he is the father, then he could request having the access to his child and the parental access to the rights that he needs to. If it comes back negative, then you just remove those things that are against him right now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, Paula.
This problem there might actually be the fact. I think I heard the lady mention that the woman is a police officer.
Police too. That is it. So she might never get served.
Yeah, the matter is before the court, so obviously maybe he has filed for that paternity order. But the matter is before the court, so it's just that it's a delay. But you know what time is up with us, Ronald? I mean, we are a little
about this whole morning,
Yeah. So we want to thank you very much for joining us this morning and having this conversation with us, and of course for our listeners and viewers to be better educated about where the law needs to go.
Yeah.
Totally appreciate the opportunity, guys.
Thank you, Rondell, once again. Take care. Keep up the good work. Yeah. All right. That was Rondell Fields, president of the Single Parents Association. I think that's what it is now.
Not the single, the Fathers
Association.
But it's not any single anymore.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, but don't like to do post analysis when we have to go for news.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio in Gael, Caribbean. I'm Derek. Good day. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasar has promised new investments in education and youth development during her first official visit to Tobago. Speaking at Signal Hill Secondary School on November 4th, she pledged that no child will be left behind and announced that every Form 1 student will receive a laptop under the government's digital learning initiative before the school year ends. Prasad Bisasar also promised support for the Signal Hill Secondary Cultural Group to perform in an African country next year. She reflected on her humble beginnings in Siparia and said education remains the passport out of poverty. The Prime Minister added that her government will train 500 teachers in AI-assisted lesson planning, expand tertiary and vocational opportunities, and revive plans for enrichment centers for children with special needs. Prasad Bisasar closed by saying Tobago will never be forgotten again, and that her government will continue to support every child, teacher, and family across Trinidad and Tobago. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the country is facing a shortage of illegal drugs following recent U.S.-led counter-narcotics operations across the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara says the crackdown on maritime drug routes has sharply reduced narcotics inflows into Trinidad and Tobago, causing prices of cocaine and marijuana to skyrocket. He noted that in coordinated operations since September, the TTPS and Coast Guard have seized over 1,700 kilograms of Colombian marijuana, worth more than $300 million. Guevara said local traffickers are now attempting to grow marijuana domestically, but police have already launched eradication operations. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasar also confirmed that the U.S. military's airstrikes on drug boats have caused a major regional drug shortage. The lone survivor of the Paria fuel diving tragedy, Christopher Boudram, has filed an amended claim in the High Court accusing Paria Fuel Trading and LMCS Limited of negligence in the 2022 incident that killed 4 divers. Boudram, 39, who was rescued after nearly 4 hours trapped in a pipeline, says he now suffers from spinal and neurological injuries, PTSD, and chronic disability. His legal team, led by senior counsel Anand Ramlagan, cited the Commission of Inquiry report, which found that poor oversight and unclear instructions contributed to the deaths. Both Paria and LMCS continue to deny blame, each claiming the other was responsible for the tragedy and failed rescue. The court has ordered Boudram to file his amended case by November 10th, with a case management hearing set for May 2026. Justice Christopher Siuchand is presiding. President of the Fathers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Rondal Fields, says paternity testing done over the past 5 years shows that 1 in 3 men tested were not the biological fathers of the children involved. Fields, speaking at a news conference in Cuba, revealed that of 440 paternity tests conducted at a judiciary-certified lab between 2020 and September 2025, 143 men, or 33%, were excluded as the biological fathers. He's calling for mandatory DNA testing before any child maintenance order is issued to prevent what he described as paternity fraud. Fields said the Attorney General has expressed concern and agreed to meet on the issue, while the association is also asking Chief Justice Ronnie Bodusing to make paternity tests mandatory before maintenance rulings. He warned that the situation not only affects men financially, but also has serious mental health impacts on both fathers and children. In regional news, the Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force has denied reports of unauthorized American military activity on the island. In a statement, the ABDF said no U.S. soldiers are conducting surveys or operations anywhere in Antigua and Barbuda. It explained that Canadian military personnel currently on the island are assisting with planning and security preparations for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGMM, 2026. which will be hosted there next year. The ABDF urged the public to rely only on official communication channels for accurate information. Meanwhile, Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Botchwey arrived in Antigua for a planning meeting, saying CHOGMM 2026 will build collaboration and deliver shared prosperity across the 56 member states. She is scheduled to meet with Governor General Sir Rodney Williams and Prime Minister Gaston Brown during her visit. In international news, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned that the war in Sudan is spiraling out of control after the rapid support forces seized the famine-stricken city of El Fasher in Darfur. Speaking in Qatar, Guterres called for an immediate ceasefire, saying hundreds of thousands of civilians are trapped, dying from malnutrition, disease, and violence. He cited credible reports of mass executions, with over 450 people reportedly killed at a hospital as RSF fighters took control of the city. The UN says more than 40,000 people have been killed since the war began in April 2023, and over 14 million displaced. Guterres is calling for no more weapons to enter Sudan and for mechanisms of accountability for what he described as horrendous crimes. The conflict has now left parts of Darfur facing famine, as survivors continue to flee through the desert with little food or water. And that is news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Pay $1 down on higher purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
You don't leave foul to watch corn is coming to an end. Beginning with the final two at Cipriani College on Saturday the 15th of November at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 16th at 6:30 p.m. to see the funniest play of the year at Cipriani College. Final two shows. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgate, Brentwood, Jabini Roberts, Puna, Electronics Ariba, and Tony's Florals, Val Park, and Charmflair Auto Services. Box office at Cipriani College opens from Wednesday the 12th of November, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the number one play of 2025.
are small, they're living with women, and all I could get from them is false children. Some with blue eyes and some like Chinese. Any kind of child make girl make she stick me, but I'm waiting on her patiently. It's about 10 months now she ain't kissed me, and you know the bold-faced woman just tell me, any kind of child that born in me house, I'm the daddy. I'm so ashamed I don't tell nobody. Chinese children calling me daddy. You know my mother just want to beat me when Chinese children calling me daddy. Well, look, a black like jet and she just like tar, baby still Chinese children calling me daddy. Well, it's left, right, in front and behind me. Chinese children calling me daddy.
Lord, he went 10 months without getting a kiss. Oh, that alone is a sign. That's the signal, right?
10 months in some situations is a short time, you know.
I could barely go 10 minutes.
I don't want to hear all the personal life experiences right now, you know. So spare us, please. I know the stream is saying, oh God, spare us from Sir Charles and Wendell's private life. Oh God, we're fed up.
No, I'm a kiss kitty. 10 months? Poor fella.
Coming out of the interview there, I think more people who are not sure, as in our caller there, should try and probably get in contact with Rondell Fees or somebody like that.
Yeah, well, Rondell is always available.
Yeah, I had some questions about Rondell. Answer all of my questions, you know. I didn't have to even ask a question.
Yeah, but he's very fluent and articulate. So sometimes you really, you don't even have to ask him anything. He just covers everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember I was asking yesterday about the if you have a child and you find out eventually it's not yours, you know, how would you deal with that and all? And he answered all that, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
you still have a chance. Some fathers are still doing it. You see, like 80% of them are still minding the children and stuff.
Yeah.
Still have a connection, because at the end of the day, if I grow up, I mean, for me personally, if I grow up minding a son or a daughter or whatever, 12, 13, 15 years, and eventually is not my child, I think the kind of love and bond I would have created, I don't think that kind of news could separate me at that point in time from that child.
This is why you need to do whatever you need to do at a young age, at an early age. It needs to be done at an early age. You can't wait till that child is a teenager now to be carrying people to court for maintenance and paternity tests. Oh, you know, it should that child wouldn't deserve that at that point in time. Do it young. Do it when the child is not even aware of what's going on. That's the best time to have it done. You know?
Some people are really cruel, that way.
Cruel, you're saying? You're putting it mildly. Some people are demons, you know. I use that word often now. They're demons.
Anyway, in other news of light and happiness, we have You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn, which is on next weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday 6:30. It's the final two shows in North Trinidad. Absolutely final two shows as theatre winds up and is coming to an end for 2025. So that'll be our final two shows in North Trinidad next weekend at Cipriani College. You should not miss it. We having so much fun doing this play. And of course, tickets are available at all the usual outlets, K-Squared Fashions in Eastgate, West Mall, and of course in Brentwood, and Jubilee Rawa in Chinnapuna, and Tony's Flowers and Bar Park Shopping Plaza, Sharply Auto Services, and Electronics in Arima. Of course, you can also purchase your tickets online. Check RSRR Productions Theatre on social media, Insta, TikTok, and Facebook for information of how to purchase tickets online for the shows next week. You should not miss it. It's the ultimate distressor. If you have any stress in your life, and I know you do, you need to see this play. So many new people who've never come to theatre in their lives are coming to this play. You could always tell. You could tell. And I mean, so many who have never seen a play in their life have come to this play. And they say, of course, many of them are saying they're not going to miss the next one. They never realized the theatre was so good. So looking forward to it. Of course, this is where we wind up the show. And we want to thank you again for joining us on this Wednesday morning. We know you have a choice in what you give your time to, your precious time in the morning, actually, in what you listen or what you watch. And we're glad that you chose us. You have excellent taste, if I say so myself. And Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And of course, we have a packed show tomorrow. Who's our guest for tomorrow, Wendell? You already
confirming that right now. We're confirming that right now.
I know you told me this morning, but I can't remember.
There's a Matra piece on this weekend.
David Abdullah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because of the vigil on Sunday.
Yes.
For peace.
Anytime goes in the chat, but there's one person chatting with themselves whole morning. Whoever goes by the name Anon. They've been chatting with themselves, laughing at their own comments, chatting back with themselves, saying tune. You name it, they've been chatting with themselves. Whoever Anon is. Right? But thanks for all the others who would have.
And this is another Anon. We have plenty of Anons on board this wrongs, you know.
Anon, A-N-O-N.
Oh, Anon.
Anonymous. They've been chatting with themselves all morning.
Like Bill Cosby, I love myself better than I love myself.
Hey. Is it Bill Cosby?
One day I told Imelda, I don't want to be no child owner. If there's anything, I must be the father. And don't always use me as a
on NewEraTVRadio.com and on New Era TV Radio on TuneIn. Excellent programming throughout the day, so you can tune in wherever you are. Thanks for joining us. As I said again, remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health, and hopefully we gave you some smiles and some laughs this morning, so we got you a little healthier. Wendell, any closing remarks?
Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. Remember, if you only got one life, so live it.
Right, so this is where we wrap it up, and this has been the Breakfast Show. Just in case you didn't know.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show and